Good evening and welcome again to an episode of Meet the Populace. For those that missed our first episode, Meet the Populace is a series of interviews that I've started for Children of the Dragon on Facebook to interview our Populace members from the youngest to the oldest, to the ones that are new, the ones that have been here for ages, lords, ladies, royalty, or people that have no titles at all yet. This is about everybody that is in the Middle Kingdom. And I just want to take this opportunity to display the fantastic people we have, to showcase them and their skills. Tonight we have Melike Hatun bint Nikola with us.
Hatun.
Hatun. My apologies. I did apologize in advance that I might mutilate that name. Sorry, I'll keep trying.
No problem.
Melike is going to talk to us tonight. We're going to interview her and get some of her stories from her time in the SCA. Welcome, Melike.
Hi, Vinca.
Why don't you tell us first a little bit about how long you've been in the SCA? I think that's an interesting story.
I'm actually a second generation, so my parents are SCA members as well. The story is that we've been in 1999 is when my parents first started, and so I've been around since 1999. Of course, I was a little kid, but I started more doing my own stuff probably about 15. So I've been heavily active for about 15 years as a teenager to young adult to more of an adult now. There's actually a really cute photo of me in my first SCA garb in my parents' living room.
Oh, that would be great to see. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to move on to our questions now, and please forgive my reading glasses because I don't have them memorized. So I've already mangled your SCA name. Why don't you pronounce it properly for us and tell the audience, where in the Middle Kingdom do you play?
Yep. It is Melike Hatun bint Nikola. Hatun is the Ottoman title for lady. So it's just Melike bint Nikola is my full name. I am from Andalcraig, which is in Pentamere or Michigan.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. And that happens to be my area too. I think it's the best area in the world, but I could be biased. So you've told us how you came to join the SCA. So starting out at such a young age, what is the first event that you remember, and what do you remember the most about it?
I remember the Baronial Border War of 2003. It's probably my earliest one. I have a couple bits and fragments, but I can't clearly place it. But I remember that border war in particular. We camped up way in the back. I had one of my good friends, Leah, with me at that event, and we ended up working for a merchant that on Saturday. And he paid us with merchandise, and so that's probably my earliest memory. It was also my parents actually had me carry walkie-talkies because this was before the cell phone, and I was required to check in with people. So they'd call me and go, "Hey, Millie, where are you at?" And I'd tell them like, "Oh, I'm in Merchants," and they'd be like, "Okay, find an adult we know." So I had to go find an adult that I knew and go, "Hi, we tell my mom that I'm actually at the Merchants." And then they go, "Yep, Billy's at the Merchants." And then I'd be like, "Okay, good."
How old were you at the time?
I would have been in 7th grade, so like 12, 13.
Oh, so still young enough that mom and dad were worried, but old enough that you want to be out doing your own thing.
Yes.
Okay. I think we've all been there. So since you've got quite a bit of SCA time under your belt, what memorable story do you have of your time in the SCA that you'd like to share with us?
It's actually my proposal. My husband proposed to me at an event.
Oh, we want to hear that one.
Yep, my mother was involved, and they totally used my who became my future Laurel, because I was so like enamored by her. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's the coolest person. I still think she's the coolest person, and I want to learn everything from her. But that was before I became her student, and now I'm becoming her apprentice. So my they told me they got Mistress Zainab to come talk to me. We were talking a little bit about how she wanted me to try for the Boreal Arts and Science champion. So they had her talking to me, and it was Day at the Castle 3. And it was that Easter weekend, so my mom had planned all sorts of Easter themed things. In the middle of talking, my mom comes up with an Easter egg and goes, "Here, I have a special egg for you." And I'm like, Mom, I'm talking right now. Like, no. She's like, "Open the egg." And I open the egg, and it says turn around. And I turn around, and my future husband is kneeling behind me in the middle of the event.
Oh, wow. How sweet is that? I bet you were quite surprised.
Yes, it was.
Awesome. Well, from the events that are past, so we've had a lot of events come and go, and there's a lot of them that we miss more than others, and there's a lot of reasons that events might go away. So what event from the past that no longer exists do you miss the most, and why?
That'd be Havoc in Hastings. That event, I know it was a pain in the butt to run. I've heard from all grads in the past, like, this is a pain in the butt to run. But how it was set up, it had this big pavilion in the middle that was open.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone camped around it in a giant ring. So we all basically camped together.
Oh, wow.
So it was really cool. Everything was really close by each other. So like you could see the fighting was just like 50 yards away. The archery was, so everything was really close together. And so you just were constantly around everyone you loved and cared about. It was like, you could have fire pits that were butt up so that you could have like multiple groups next to each other. It was so fun.
Oh, wow. So now when was the last Havoc in Hastings? I've heard about it, but I'm not native, so I don't think I've attended one.
It was 2012.
Okay.
Yep, because I remember because we just got married.
Oh, okay.
Yep, 2012 was the last year that Havoc in Hastings was.
Well, it's awesome that we've got people to remember those events. That's nice that we can share those stories of those.
Yeah.
Events. So we're going to move on to crafting, because you were talking about being the ANS champion, or attempting to be the ANS champion at that point. So first off, what we're going to talk about, I'm going to ask you though, is what craft, skill, or performance entertains you the most that you don't currently practice?
That would be calligraphy and illumination. I absolutely love seeing the scrolls that come up, and they're so beautiful. I'm just too neurotic to draw like that. I can't do it. I can do the illumination in color all day long, but I could never draw what these people do or write the beautiful scripts they can.
I do admit there is some amazing work out there. I dabble in the illumination, but calligraphy is completely beyond my skill set. So yeah, I agree with you. It's some amazing work that we have people doing out there. It's wonderful too that our kingdom is one of the few kingdoms that still hands out original scrolls for everything.
Oh yeah.
I love that about Middle Kingdom. So right now, one of the reasons that these interviews came up is because everybody's stuck in their house, and all of our events are off for a good long time. So while you're stuck in your home, what craft or skill are you practicing? What are you working on?
I've made several hats lately. I'm currently going through my stash to kind of figure out. I was planning on going to Penzic this year, which it was canceled. So I was in the process of having the months of pre-sewing and getting all that done. I am currently working on finding a method to create stamps for leather for bookbinding. That's my newest big thing, is I've been trying to figure out how to either get someone to 3D print it or carve the wood, so that way I can print these beautiful designs on Ottoman book covers.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to see those when you're done and read your notes and everything else, because I'm absolutely fascinated by the bookbinders we have out there. Not something that I would tackle, so you're a brave woman, and I admire that.
Thank you. I absolutely love it.
All right, so we're starting to get a little close on our time here. So we're going to have one last question here, and this is actually pretty much one that I ask everybody. So with these Meet the Populace interviews, what I like to do is ask people who they would choose to nominate for a Meet the Populace interview and why.
That would be Seats Kerbach. He is absolutely amazing. He's only been around in our area for a couple years, and that's what's even more amazing, is that he has jumped in head first to cooking and crafting and being a seneschal. He's absolutely amazing.
I would have to agree with you there. He is pretty spectacular, and after we're done here, I will probably send him a message to see if we can't get him on Meet the Populace.
Yes.
All right, so as I was saying, we are out of time. I want to thank Melike. Can you say it for me again?
Melike.
Melike. I'll just keep it simple then, just the first name. Well, thank Melike for being on Meet the Populace with us. If you would like to nominate somebody for Meet the Populace, please send an email to the address on your screen, and that will also be at the end of the video during the credits. If you also have questions that you would like added to our little list of questions that we ask people, something in particular that you would like to see answered from some of our interviewees, please send those to that email address too. And once again, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for continuing to support Children of the Dragon and the Meet the Populace interviews. You have a great evening. Thanks, Melike.
Thank you.